Today I'm going to show you how to draw a present bow, and we're going to use white charcoal on black paper. I'm using construction paper. I highly suggest you use black drawing paper instead, because using this charcoal on the black construction paper, it actually made the fibers come a little bit loose, and I felt like I was going to make a hole in the paper almost. But so I'm just really lightly sketching out all of the different shapes, and I realized those were not right. And so I erased them, and it erases really nicely. It does leave the erase marks on the black paper, but you're going to end up shading everything in with the white charcoal anyway, so you're not going to be able to really see them at the end. And it's also okay if you don't get all of the shapes exactly correct, because every single bow looks a little bit different. So I will put my reference photo that I used up so that you can see it. And I am realizing, you know what, some of these don't look exactly correct, but I'm not really trying to go in and make everything 110% exactly right. I'm just trying to get it mostly right so that I can go in and then start shading and adding all of the highlights. So with the charcoal pencil, I have been just like sketching out all of the areas with the highlights, with the shadows, with like the low lights, stuff like that. And it's really nice to use this charcoal pencil because you can get the grays by just drawing really lightly, and then you can get those stark whites by drawing a little bit darker. And then the black you don't even really have to worry about because the paper is already black. So I'm just trying to shade everything in to match the bow as closely as possible with all of the different shapes, the highlights, the lowlights, like I was talking about. And if you don't get them 100% correct, that's also okay, because every single bow, like I said, looks different in real life. Just get it as close as possible that you can, and getting the grays in there as well, not just doing white and black. It will look so much more dimensional and a lot more realistic if you have it like that. So also, I want you to realize that a lot of the shapes are not just stripes. Some of them are different weird shapes from it reflecting its surroundings. So some of it is reflecting the different areas of the ribbons where they're overlapping. Some of it's reflecting maybe the table it was sitting on, or whatever lights are shining on it when they took the picture of it. So it all is going to look a little bit different, but generally it's just kind of stripes. It's just some black right here, and then there's like white, and then there's gray. And so it's mostly stripes, but I do want you to make sure that you're paying attention to those other little tiny shapes as well. And again, feel free to erase. I love being able to erase because it makes me realize that, hey, something looks wrong. I don't know what it is. And then when I erase, I'm like, oh my gosh, I know what is wrong with it. And I love being able to get a second chance or a third chance or a 15th chance, right? And so going in and erasing does not mean that you are doing it wrong. It means that you are really good at problem solving, critical thinking, and realizing what was wrong and how you can fix it. And so I've gone in there and I wrote my name on the front because I know how to do my signature. And then if you don't know how to do your signature, put it on the back. But then I realized I was not done. So do not write your name on it on the front like a signature until you're all the way done. Of course, you can put your name on the back, though. You don't want people taking your work. But here's where I'm going in, and I'm taking the eraser, and I'm making sure that every area that's supposed to be black is black, and every area that's supposed to be stark white is stark white, and making sure that everything looks as close to realistic as possible. I went and I sharpened the charcoal pencil, making sure that everything is how I want it. Now, some people would be like, you know what, it's not exactly right, but this looks great. But something was still off. So I went and I was double checking the picture, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to make these a little bit bigger, and that's okay. You are allowed to make mistakes. Here's the finished product. And yes, you can see the line direction. So just make sure that you are actually blending and smoothing it out.